snap, it's crackle, what a happy sound. You gotta have a crackle or the clock's not bound. You can't stop a hoppin', it's a real slappin'. Snap, crackle, pop, makes the world go round.
Hello, guys. I'm back with another video. And today on the workbench, we have a PS5 Fat. Actually, this is a perfect console because I know a lot of you guys, these consoles are getting old, and I shouldn't say old, I should just say they're getting miles on them. So a lot of people are having problems with overheating, understandably. There's all these solutions out there where, you know, you can put another fan on, you can change the outside case and have like extra vents over the fan, and all these hodgepodge kind of solutions that actually aren't fixing the problem. The problem is actually, yes, it's dirty inside, but adding more fans to it is not going to help you. So I'm going to go through a couple things as to why that is, how we clean this thing properly, and I'm going to take through a full kind of disassembly where we remove the heatsink. I haven't done that on video. I only do it usually when it's a super dirty console, because I have a couple different ways I can clean the heat fit and stack out. But I think this is a good time to kind of go over what needs to be done. Now, this does need an HDMI port, so I'll be doing that as well, but I'm not going to really focus on that too much. Okay, so this one inside, as we can see, is kind of got the typical dust buildup on it, actually. If you look inside the fan, you can see the fan is covered. We've got, you know, obviously stuff coming out the top. So yes, we can for sure like clean that up and kind of try and make it pretty there, but that's not really your main problem. This vent, you just simply pull up on the middle. It feels like you're gonna break it, but you won't. Just pull up gently and it'll just come undone from both corners. There's two little tabs on either side, as you can see. Okay, get that out of the way. So since we're gonna do a full teardown on this, the top side is, you know, the same as it's always been. You do need to get to the bottom as well. Take the back cover off, and look at that, there's some more goodness, right? So this is pretty typical. That's pretty typical dust buildup. So what we're going to do here is we are going to take a couple screws out right off the hop here. And the two that we're going to take out is one's right here. Okay, and that's all you need to worry about on this side of the console. First thing that's got to come out is the fan. I covered this on my last video a little bit. The best way to get these fan connectors out, or any connector, is to grab it by the wires, as many as you can get, kind of from the top here, and pinch. And you're just going to pinch, and you're going to pull back and rock, and it'll come right out. You can kind of do that with all of these here. The fan is going to need some help. Basically, we'll be using canned air to blow that out, but you can see how dirty that is. The fan actually isn't the big problem. The fan obviously isn't good to be covered in crap. It's pretty bad. I mean, I've seen worse, so it's not terrible. Okay, but where the problem really is in this fin stack here. Okay, and the problem with this fin stack, unlike the other consoles and previous generations, that fin stack actually goes quite a ways back there. Can't really show it. We'll see it once I pull it out. When those are clogged, the fan spinning can't actually get air through those. Your copper heat pipes that are on top of the processor are actually running through those fin stacks. So if that fin stack isn't cooling, the copper pipes aren't cooling, which means your APU isn't getting cooled. So this is like 90% of the time, maybe even higher, more like 95% of the time, this is the problem with the overheating. The other 5% is the dry spot and the liquid metal on the APU. We'll cover that as well. And we need our Torx for this. And this part I am going to jump cut. We've got screws all the way around. I'm going to take that cover off. We have this silver screw here, but basically it's pretty self-explanatory. If you've never done this before, just lay these screws out in a fashion, either on a bench, desk, or whatever, so that you don't lose track of them. Most of them are the same. Some of them are a little bit different. Okay, once we got that off, we've got basically the board and the drive sitting here, so we're gonna get my microphone wire out of the way. I forgot to plug them in, so they are operating on cable power this day, which is fine. Okay, so now we've got basically, we're down to kind of the board. So what we need to do at this point is get the drive out of our way. Just simply press down on this back connector and pull this straight back. Let us get the drive out. It's nice to see this one's not all dented up like the last one I took apart. And we're gonna just pull back on this and just pull this. So this one we push, this one we pull back on. They kind of look a little bit different, you'll see. But we're just gonna kind of remove that for now, so that we don't have any things that hang us up here. So what the goal is here now is to undo all the other screws, get the Wi-Fi cable out of the way. Once we have this top shell off, we'll be able to actually pull the entire unit out. Okay, did we miss any? Nope, I think that's it. I think we got them all. So, the way that you want to get this cable off, obviously you want to make sure this stuff is off and out of your way, but I like to start with this back corner here. Just put my fingernail kind of under it, and I kind of just lift up gently on the whole assembly. Sometimes it'll just come right off. Sometimes you have to kind of work the edges. This time I got lucky, it came right off. We need to pull this front connector off. Whew, glad I caught that before I went too far. So again, we're just going to pull down on the connector and pull straight back, and the whole connector will come back. That's another piece here. You can slide it underneath the tape, just like that, so you can reuse the tape. Alrighty, so this is what we've got inside. And as you can see, there is a lot of dust everywhere clogging the heat stack. This one isn't too terrible, so we need to get rid of all of that. And the big spot that a lot of people miss or don't realize is a problem is this spot right here. Your power supply is also cooled by this fan. So the only way to actually get in here really good is I have a nozzle I can use with my blower that does a pretty good job, but the best way to get in here obviously is to pull the whole heat stack out and get in there and blow it out. So I'm going to take this upstairs, I'm going to blow these two pieces out completely, and then I'll be back. Okay, so there we go. We've got our fin stacks are nice and clean now. Of course, they're not perfectly clean, but we're not going for perfect. We want to get the blockage out of the way. So that is good. And then inside the actual casing or the housing, you can see I've got the venting for the power supply cleared. And, you know, there's some little bit of residual. I'll give that a little more of a wipe out here with a rag. And down we go. Again, paying attention to our cables, making sure everything is okay. Okay, so it's down and everything is looking great. I reinstall those two back screws. Okay guys, so that's basically it for the cleaning video. I'm not going to show the whole like reassembly obviously because I got to go down a little bit more. And yeah, that's basically it. We can reassemble at this point and put everything back together. You can see how much cleaner everything is. I will be giving that fan a very good blowout before I put it back together. Make sure that's nice and clean. That's it. So for that part, we're done. Now, stage 2. If you want to go to the next level of cleaning or ensuring that your PS5 is not going to overheat, we need to go down one more. So if you're going to come down one more with me, basically means we're going to separate the main board from the actual heatsink or heat fin assembly and get the main board right off of the chassis. So the next step basically is to remove your APU clamp, which is right here. It's 2 screws, Phillips. I do not like to undo them all the way right away. I like to do it like a couple stages back and forth just to ensure the pressure comes even off the APU underneath, where I get my fingernail kind of stuck into here and lift up gently. You want to let it kind of let go on its own accord. So it's pretty loose right now. The main hang up point when you lift it up and have this top half kind of like sitting there is this over here by the power connector. So you just got to get a plastic spudger in there. Don't go in too far. Just along the ground plane here is fine. And just give it a little nudge up and it'll let you pull the board right off. This person doesn't operate their PlayStation in the vertical position this way. I can tell because the liquid metal is not super pooled up over here. There's a little bit over here, but it's very still well spread. There's no dry spot on this, which is fairly surprising. That doesn't happen very often when I open them. I'm going to still respread all of this. Okay guys, if you're tuning back in here, I'm going to be covering the liquid metal portion of this. This is to continue on the cleaning video and what you need to do to properly deal with the liquid metal. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a Q-tip, and I like to use these ones for this. They've got like a tip on one side and a tight cotton bud on the other. They don't seem to come apart, so I like these Q-tips. So yeah, I'm just going to put some alcohol on there, saturate it, and that's going to actually allow you to move the liquid metal around and manipulate it. And honestly, this one's in pretty darn good shape. We don't really have to do a whole lot of work here. The liquid metal is mostly on the die, and that's how I can tell this has been operated in the horizontal position. Now there's a little bit behind the rubber dam here. You can kind of poke it up or pull it up a little bit. And you can do that with the Q-tip. The Q-tip will grab the liquid metal and you can manipulate it fairly good. It can be a bit of a pain in the butt, but basically you want to get all the little balls and everything, gather everything together as much as you can. You want to try and move as much liquid metal back onto the die as possible. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go in with a dry cotton bud, no alcohol on this one, and we're just going to start to kind of buff the APU. And as we buff it, the liquid metal, even the little chunks that might be still kind of left behind, they're going to start to kind of want to buff into the die. And it'll start to make that squeaking noise. Sounds kind of like a squeegee. And you're just going to want to kind of circular buff that liquid metal into the die. You know you got it when the liquid metal mirrors up. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let me get a mirror finish on the board. Okay, so the board is done. Okay. Just going to set the board off to the side, and we now need the chassis. Back into the picture here. And we're going to basically rinse and repeat what we did before. We're going to basically use a cotton swab again that's saturated in alcohol, and this gives us the ability to move the liquid metal around. You cannot move the liquid metal around properly unless you've got alcohol on it. And you will be left with that nice mirrored finish again on the top. So once that's done, we're basically ready to put the board back together and seal this up. So that concludes basically the tutorial on how to clean your PlayStation, how to respread the liquid metal, and kind of just get everything re-prepped properly. Kind of concludes this video, guys. I will see you on the next one. Peace.